So hopefully you have now chosen at least 5 or so values. And out of those 5, I want you to select 3 values that sort of stand out for you. My 3 standouts were these 3 that I have written here. And what you're going to do next for your art journal page, and this is just a suggestion, we're really just doing an art journal page based on our top values that came up for us in this exercise. So if you want to do yours this way, you can. If you want to do it differently, that's fine too. I decided to write each one of my values in a different sort of font. I chose cursive for the word creativity because it's such a fun, flowery, exciting word, and it has a lot of flow to it. And then collaboration, I just pictured a lot of people kind of smushed together. So I wrote collaboration kind of all smushed together. And I feel like everybody is equally as important in a collaboration, or at least they should be. And so I wrote them all in capitals. And then for community, I just kind of had fun with it and wrote it all in lowercase printing, kind of a little bit bubbly. And so after I did that, I sort of assigned a color to each word. And what I did, again, you're going to write these all on a scratch paper. This is not my journal. My journal's over here. I didn't do anything in my journal yet. Again, this is just the way I'm choosing to approach this activity. So after you have written your words on a scratch piece of paper, and I just used regular paper, no special paper, then I assigned each word a color. And just ignore this one. I did an oopsie and went off the page, and so I had to rewrite it. So after I wrote the words, I went over them in watercolor, but you could very well go over them lightly with like colored pencil. You could do your colored pencil really lightly like this to color in one of them if that's the art material you kind of have on hand at home. If you have marker, you could use marker. If you are so lucky as to have wonderful, beautiful gel pens, you could kind of decorate your letters with the gel pens, which you can't see because I'm not a very good videographer. So you could decorate it with that. And my gel pen is not working right now, of course, because it's shy because it's on video. This one will work. So I really like this color palette I've chosen. Yeah, here you go. You could decorate your letters with marker, should you choose to do that, which is super fun. I remember as a kid, we would do this thing where we would go over every letter like this and sort of connect them. And then we would use a different color. I want to keep with my warm palette, and then we'd use a different color and go around like this. It was kind of fun. I remember doing that, like a rainbow effect by the time you are done. And then you would choose another color and so on and so on. Like this. Super fun. Ooh, I love it. Anyway, you could do it that way if you want, as long as you're either coloring behind your word or if you're decorating your letters. Either way, you're having fun with your values. So after that, you are going to cut or tear those out. So I'm going to pause it while I do that. I have torn out all 3 of my values here, and I've placed them on the page. They are not glued down yet. I just kind of placed them in this orientation, but when I look at it through the video camera, it kind of looks like a letter Z, which is not my intention, but that is okay. I will tilt them a little bit so it's really fun like that. So that is the step I am at now, but I am not going to glue them down yet. I just wanted to see how they looked on the page because I am going to get my color wheel over here. Come with me to my color wheel. And I am doing yellows, oranges, and reds. So if I want to just stick with that palette, and not have my foreground really, really pop, then I would just stay within that family of colors and not use anything over here. I would just pick another shade of yellow, and I always love gold. So I could do like a gold background or maybe like a purpley red background. But if I really wanted my foreground to really stand out against my background, I would go for a background made of these colors, the greens and the blues. But I am really, really liking, probably because these are energetic colors for me, the warm yellows, oranges, and the reds rather. And creativity, collaboration, and community are all very energizing for me. So I kind of want to stick within this family. I think I'm going to go grab some gold paint and work on a background. I invite you to consider what background would look good based on the colors you are using for your values words. And I went over and I grabbed my Pure Gold Metallic, which is like my BFF. I use it all the time. And I just squirted it directly onto my page. And like right after I grabbed that gold, I noticed that I got very happy and excited because I think I switched from like my thinking mode where I was kind of like, oh, how do I want to write, my letters, and how do I want to, decide about my color palette. I don't know. I was more in my thinking brain. And then when I started to do this and play with my gold, I switched over to my more intuitive side of my brain. And I don't know, it just felt really good because with all the worry that's been going on these days, it feels good to kind of not be in my thinking brain and just be in my playful brain. So I just squirted that paint right on there. And I love scraping my paint with a credit card. As you guys know, that is so fun. If you have a gift card, an old gift card at home, or you can just use like a piece of cardboard. It is so, so fun to do this. It's so shimmery and so beautiful. Again, it's just gold acrylic craft paint. And I'm going to take my credit card, and I'll just wipe it like on the tablecloth, or I will pop it in water, but I can just wipe it off and just throw it over there. It's ready for the next time I want to use it. And now I don't even really have to wait for that to dry. I'm going to throw these back on there how I had them and just see how it looks. Let's see. I think I had it like this. Yeah, because I kind of like the words in that order. I think it's me reading a lot of poetry. I just like the way the words sound in this order: creativity, collaboration, community. Maybe because we have community ending in Y and creativity T ending in a Y. So maybe it just kind of sounds more balanced this way to have the collaboration in the middle. So that's how that looks with just the gold. I think it definitely needs another layer, so I'm going to take those off and I'm going to go back and look at my other paint colors. This time I dripped some Pink Blast acrylic paint onto my page, and now I am going to play. Again, this feels so good to do this just without thinking, just playing with the materials. Just kind of smearing that through. I'm going to keep going horizontal with it. And since that is kind of blending too much there, I am going to lift off some of that color, keeping my drop cloth page behind there. I'm going to just try blotting off some of that color, maybe smearing with my rag. I didn't really like how that looked, so I'm just kind of playing with it a little bit more here. Looking really pretty. Tarnished coin mixed with the rose petal. All right. That top section's looking really pretty. And if you ever don't like how your paint is moving, if it's feeling too dry, you can always get that spray bottle out if you have one at home. Ooh, it looks really, really pretty. All right. And now I'm going to check this again. It's so pretty. And I'm going to take my drop cloth page and set it over here with my words. And now I am going to take my pink paint again, and I'm going to drip my pink paint on here. Again, it's on my drop cloth piece. Just gonna drip it on there. And if I left it like that, that would take forever to dry. So I am not that patient. So instead, I am going to take it's really hard to do this because I have to hold the video camera with my other hand, but I am taking this corrugated cardboard piece. It's probably not going to do much of a stamp here. Again, this is hard for me to do because I'm holding the camera. So I'm going to actually just use my finger. And I'm just creating some more layers here, kind of obscuring the text a bit. And I wrote that with Sharpie. Collaboration. And it feels good, again, because we're under uncertain times here, and just to be able to touch this paint and kind of go back to how it felt to be a little kid with no worries, finger painting in preschool, that's kind of what this feels like. It feels very good. So just playing with your materials. Let yourself get messy. And since that's drying a little fast, I'm going to grab my spray bottle right over here. Spray that guy. And wipe that a little bit more. It's looking so pretty. I love it. Sorry, I'm horrible at this video camera business. I'm going to lay it back on here. Now, what I think I'm going to do is get out my magazines and look and see if I have any images that work with these 3 words. I'm going to introduce some collage. I'm going to pause it again. So what I did is I went into my ephemera and I found a wristband from Rock City Studios. And to me, that is a total symbol of creativity and collaboration, because my daughter's in a band there, and when you're in a band, you have to work together to create something amazing. And they definitely do that there, so I thought that worked. And then my other ephemera I had was a parking pass from El Pescador State Beach, where we went on a Tracker Rob hike, and Tracker Rob is amazing at creating community. And I found some other stuff that I had saved. So remember to save ephemera. Save it, especially since you're going to be home for a while. Save that ephemera. This is, hopefully you guys will be playing board games, because that's super fun to do when you're at home. And this is from a board game that we all play as a family. And then I also looked in magazines and I found this article about building bugs like out of blooms, which was really cool. This was a butterfly, and the colors worked with my color palette. And then you guys inspired me to pick this out because you guys had your day about squirrels, and I found this really cool article about these colorful squirrels that apparently are native to India. I just didn't take the time to read about it too much, but look at that squirrel. In case you've been missing class and you love your squirrels you get in class, here's your squirrel of the day. So I'm going to pause it again, and I'm going to, because I cannot Mod Podge while the video's going. I'm not a YouTuber, I don't know how to do that. But I'm going to grab, if you don't have Mod Podge, just use white glue like Elmer's. It's almost exactly the same thing. And I'm going to Mod Podge the stuff down in my background. I'm going to tear some of it out because otherwise it would obviously cover my whole entire background. So I'm just going to use pieces of this ephemera, and I'm going to do some collaging in my background. So stay tuned. So I kind of tore out some of my ephemera. I tore some of it, cut some of it. The squirrel is there. Don't worry, he still made it in the page. So this page does kind of have a lot going on in the background, because watch, if I glue all that down and I lay this here, here, and here, to me that's got a little too much going on, but there is a way to mute your background. I am going to Mod Podge this down in approximately this orientation, And then I will show you how I will mute my background. I'm going to pause it. If you can hear some TV from downstairs, they are watching the Ultimate Beast Master or Ninja Warrior, something like that, in case you were curious. Being careful not to get Mod Podge on my phone, I thought I would just show you. I pretty much Mod Podged that down the way I showed you in the previous bit. I threw it down there quite quickly, and remember, if you have bumps, you can kind of take like a little piece of cardboard or cereal box, something of that nature, and you can kind of push down like your edges. Just be careful not to tear your paper. Although again, this is art journaling. We aren't looking for perfect pages. We're looking to have fun and externalize whatever is in our heads. And today, what's in our heads are our values. So anyways, that's my my page there. Then I am going to walk over here. I'll bring you along. Just like Mr. Rogers, we go over to our white acrylic, and I am so brave that I am going to strip it on here right on my page. Sorry, I'm not a very good videographer. And then I'm going to, this is how you kind of mute your backgrounds. I felt like my background was too loud. So I put a little bit of white, and then I'm spraying water on it. And then at this point, you could really use any number of things to smear this in. I am going to actually use my hand because, again, I've been too cerebral lately, and finger painting gets you out of your head. And if you start to rub it in and you go, oh snap, I'm obscuring too much of my page, I didn't want to turn the volume down that far, you just throw in more water. There goes my manicure. Just kidding, I don't have a manicure. Okay, so mute. Again, if it starts to dry on you. Oh, I still see the word squirrel. Okay, so we have a lovely, oh, this just feels so good. I just love, I'm a very tactile person, so I love how it feels to touch this page. So now it's been quite muted, and I am going to mute it further by taking my famous yellow rag. You can use a paper towel, and look at that. Look at how amazing that is. And I didn't even wait for this to dry. My Mod Podge wasn't even dry yet. I just wanted to dive right into that. Mod Podge dries pretty quick anyway. And you know, I do have some wrinkles there, so what? So what? There we go. There is the squirrel's face. I want to make sure that's still there. So you can kind of like wipe off where you really want things to show through. You really wipe that off. I've still got my Rock City. You can still see that. You can still see my listography ephemera. So see how much better that is, how muted that is. And if you wanted to mute that even further, again, I know you guys don't have the luxury of all the materials that I have in our wonderful classroom. I recommend getting, I mean, when this class is over, you guys can take these kits that I gave you home with you. Hey, Maxine, what's up? I'm gonna grab, I'm trying to find a yellow, no, this will be actually fine. This will be good. I'm going over here, my raspberry beret, picked raspberry. Okay, so I'm gonna spray that on there. I just did one spray, and I'm gonna actually wipe that with my fingers too, because I'm having fun with that. Wipey, wipey. I'm just gonna leave it like that, and then I'm gonna grab, sorry, this is probably gonna make you get sick to your stomach watching me move all around with this video. Oh, then I have this fuchsia color. Fuchsia. And I'm going to shake it and just spray little fuchsia in that corner, and then wipe that a bit. There they are watching American Ninja Warrior downstairs. Say hi, kids. Hi. Hi. Say hi, Grandma. Hi. Okay, they're officially down there. Okay, so now I'm going to try this. Look how much better that looks with the muted background. And even if your viewer doesn't know all that stuff is in the background, you know that it's there as the artist. So I am going to Mod Podge that down. So I'm going to pause it. I have Mod Podged all of those down, and then I don't know that anyone has one of these at home, the brayer, but as you use the brayer on there, you get some parts that kind of lift off, like here. See how that lifted off? I like how that looks, because you're still going to be able to read what this says. So I love the brayer. If you have a birthday coming up, or an Easter basket, right? If you do Easter baskets, maybe ask for a brayer in your Easter basket or your birthday stash. Look at that, how fun that is. Again, it feels good to do that. Okay, so that is officially tacked down, and the thing that it needs now is to be dried. And you can still see the squirrel's face. Notice his face. He's right there. So anyway, I'm going to pause it again as I grab my heat gun. You guys can use a blow dryer. I am blow drying my page. And right behind me, I have a bunch of stamps that are sort of calling my name. And I'm going to look through my stamps and see if any of them say to me, creativity, collaboration, or community. I am looking at them as I do this. I'm such a multitasker. Blow drying, videotaping, and perusing stamps all simultaneously. I see some hearts, and to me the hearts say, where did they go? Hearts. These to me say community and collaboration, because there's a whole bunch of them, and it's a community of love. And then over here, this kind of looks like creativity to me, because those are fun little swirls. Remember, I wrote creativity in cursive. I'm just going to set I'll just hold my dryer. And then the other one, let's see, what do we have? Oh, I have a whole other row underneath here. I have, well, actually I've used that before. I like these funny little swirls. Are these the same? No, I think one's a positive image and one's the negative image of these little funny little swirls, but I really like those. So I have like a swirl theme going on. So once this is drier, I'm going to stamp it on the page. And I think I've told you this before. It's good to kind of have stamps only go on part of your page. Like instead of going stamp, you kind of just do a partial stamp that sort of hangs in from the edge. It just looks better that way. So it's not like screaming, I stamped this on here. It just looks like more of a subtle look that way. Okay, I'm going to check if this is dry. I hope it is, because I don't like, hot. I don't like waiting for stuff to dry. I'm very impatient. Just going to move on with my creative fun. And let's see, I have a choice here. I could do my red or my black. And let's see, I might do, I've got the red from the wristband there, and I've got the black and the writing. I might do a little bit of both. Okay, let's check in with the downstairs crew. Hey, downstairs crew. They're doing all right. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. Open my Ranger and archival. Remember, that means that it is acid-free and that it will not run when we add water. If we were to stamp this and then spray with water, we would not get any running stamps. They would stay put. So I'm stamping this one, and I'm going to place it on the edge like I recommended. Let's see if I can press that down. Ooh, yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. And I'm going to do another one. A little bit over here. Peeking over the side. I'll do another one peeking over the side. Maybe a faint one here. Not to cover my squirrel. No way. Because you can get these nice faint stamps that are pretty cool. Go. And then I'm going to try this one now. Piece of that hanging in there. Ooh, oh my gosh, I love that. Look at that. Love it. And next to the Rock City one. Oops. There. And those are kind of zany and wacky looking. One. Yeah, let's put one here. Yeah, cool. And I've got my hearts. Put those next to community. Maybe right on top of community. How about that? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's super cute. And I'll do one over by creativity because I love being creative. Oh, it's cute. Oh, except I did that in the black ink. I didn't even mean to do that, but it's okay. So I am liking my page. Take that out of there so you can see it better. I really, really like that. And I think the only thing it kind of needs is something shimmery. And again, I know you don't have this at home, so I'm sorry to torture you, but I really, really like, I love pink and gold together. I've probably made so many pink and gold pages. I should do a whole pink and gold journal. So I'm going to pull this tape off of here and put in some washi tape. I'm going to pause it because I just realized this video is getting really long. And I added some washi there, just in the top corners, a little bit of washi here, here, and here. And then the last thing I wanted to do is bring this back over here. And because I love that shimmery gold and a lot of it got kind of muted, I'm going to go back to my gold and I am going to just drip. I'm not going to drip it right on there. I'm going to put some on my drop cloth. And I'm going to get a paintbrush. And let's see here. What you do is you dip your paintbrush in a little water. Mix water into your paint to make it conducive to dripping. A little bit more there. All right, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to tap my brush. Yeah, see that beautiful gold splatter. And that's my final, and because that's my final thing I'm going to do to my page, oh, I love it. Since that's the final thing, I don't have to worry about sitting here and waiting for it to dry. So here is my final page. Try to get it in the light there. And I totally love it, and I love that I found imagery and color and text all supporting my top 3 values. Thanks for watching my first YouTube video. Goodbye, teen art journaling class. Please take a picture of your completed page and email it to me. And if it's okay with you, we can email it out to the whole class. If you are okay with that, when you email it to me, include all of your fellow students in the thread. All right. Have a wonderful week. Bye.